Obi-Wan Season 2. Yes!
So Ewan McGregor just attended LA Comic-Con, which was recently, and he was recorded saying bombshell after bombshell. Like, the dude gave us so many details and so many tidbits that I think he's gonna be the new Tom Holland, and Disney is just gonna put an embargo on him and not gonna let him speak anymore, because he revealed some things about Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2, but I'm not that excited about Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2, although, as I said before, with a good crew and with smart people, smart creatives out there, they could definitely do some really good things with an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. What I'm mostly excited about is that the dude just said that he would like to come back with Hayden Christensen and have a live-action Clone Wars series. They could come back together and play together finally. Referring to, of course, the tidbits that they had during the Obi-Wan series, where they would train, their training sessions, sparring sessions, whatever you want to call them, and Obi-Wan is essentially teaching young Anakin some lessons. The video is more than a minute long, but we're gonna dissect it right here. Let's start with the Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. Let's start with this tidbit.
Is there anything in the Star Wars universe that you would like to do that you haven't done yet?
Obi-Wan Season 2. Yes! Someone booing? Someone booed. Who booed?
Now, did you notice something here? He didn't want to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. This was a fan suggesting it to Ewan McGregor and him responding. He even got a boo in there. So yeah, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is just so divisive that if you do a Season 2, you really need to hone in on creatives like Tony Gilroy, on creatives who have passion, who don't just rely on fan service, who are not going to say like, we're going to put Darth Vader in and that's going to be fine. You need a good story, a coherent story, something that expands on Star Wars and not just puts filler episodes, filler storylines that have nothing really of substance. This is why, in a sense, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was just a nothing burger. At the end of the day, nothing new was really learned, and you can make a point of fact that it probably ruined some stuff, because now we know that Leia knew Obi-Wan before A New Hope, and she was told as a kid to forget this guy who came and saved your life is just a mumbled nothing. And of course, the Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight was really underwhelming, and by the way, they had two fights. Let's continue with the meat of this video, which is this moment.
I don't know. I think there's definitely, there's a couple of things. I quite like to wear that armor. I was speaking to someone earlier from the Clone Wars. I think that would be something that I'd enjoy, but I was figuring out with someone in the autograph queue today that would mean I'd have to be young, I'd have to be younger. But they can do. No? I'm good.
This is a very popular choice.
Maybe I just trim the beard a bit or something? Yeah, we'll be fine. Otherwise, it's like having it's the de-aging, it's the dots on your face for 3 months, but I'll do it, I don't care. And that way Hayden and I can really get back together again.
Alright, so what can I really say about this that haven't been said already, even including Ewan McGregor, who just said it? We need to get Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen back as a team. Not Obi-Wan fighting against Darth Vader, none of that. We're done with that. I want to see these two guys back as Jedi generals during the Clone Wars, them fighting back to back as friends, as brothers. Young Ahsoka has already been cast, and you have Tamora Morrison, of course, to play 15,000 clones simultaneously, each Tamora Morrison having different haircuts, different styles, different speeches. It just would be amazing to see in live action, and this is what Ewan McGregor has finally realized. He saw his buddy Hayden play his version of Anakin during the Clone Wars in the Ahsoka series, so it isn't really fair if you think about it. Ewan McGregor is now jealous, and he should be jealous because he wants to don that armor of the Clone Wars as well. He said so in this clip right here, and he is beyond excited. You can see that He even mentions a shoot time, which supposedly is what they did in the Obi-Wan series. This is why, he knows the schedule more or less, and he said in about 3 months they could shoot the entire thing. But I think it would be much more grueling than just 3 months. I mean, the Clone Wars, if you're playing a Clone Wars series, this is nothing like Obi-Wan hiding in a cave. This is much bigger production costs and schedules and timeline, because you'll have open battlefields, you'll have wide shots of a lot of areas that the Obi-Wan series didn't have. And by the way, the Obi-Wan series only had 6 episodes. If you're gonna do a live-action Clone Wars, please, Lucasfilm, just listen to me for once. Don't do 6 episodes of it. We need a lot more. I mean, do you remember the seasons of the Clone Wars animated show? How many they had? More than 20. I mean, I'm not asking for more than 20, of course. I know that that's budgetary restrictions, especially after The Acolyte. I mean, money is tight nowadays at Lucasfilm, but you can do something like, a 12-episode show, like similar to the Andor series. Andor was just perfect. The episodes were filled with action, drama, with intense moments. They were longer than 40 minutes and 12 episodes. And this is why I think that a Clone Wars live-action series would be just beautiful, just perfect for what Ewan McGregor is asking. And then he goes on to finish off with the possibility of Obi-Wan Season 2.
Okay, so there's that. So there's definitely that is one idea. And the other one is, obviously, between the end of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and when Alec Guinness is Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's got to be another few stories in there. And we're definitely exploring that, I think, would be the word to say.
Now, did you catch that? Did you catch what he said? He said, we're hoping, then he went on to say, we're exploring. This means, guys, in technical terms, that Ewan McGregor has been actively talking to Lucasfilm, or somebody at Lucasfilm, perhaps Kathleen Kennedy, perhaps Dave Filoni. Somebody in there has been talking actively to Ewan McGregor and getting ideas, pitching ideas. One of the ideas is that between Obi-Wan Season 1 and A New Hope, Obi-Wan was up to something, but what that was, they cannot figure it out yet, or there would be an announcement for Season 2. But at the same time, I mean, Ewan is not saying this out of nothing. He's not just talking nonsense. Perhaps this is an idea that was pitched within Lucasfilm, within Disney. Somebody talked to Ewan about this, and it wasn't just this fan that was asking for an autograph that said it would be a great idea. Somebody at Lucasfilm, for him to take this courage and to say this out loud at LA Comic-Con, this means that somebody has already got it into Ewan's head that he could be back together with Hayden and play Obi-Wan and Anakin again in live action, in the Clone Wars live action series. Listen, you don't even need to call it Clone Wars live action or the Clone Wars, the Lost Years or whatever. You don't need to call that. Literally, just call it Obi-Wan and Anakin. This is the series. Just call it Obi-Wan and Anakin. Marketably, it would be great. It's recognizable. We know the names. We know what you're talking about. Everything would fall into place in this video. I mean, it has given me so much hope. And if I know anything, I know that by this point, with the Acolyte bombing so bad and losing so much money, I mean, reportedly it was from 230 to 300 million. That series cost, and it didn't recoup at all. This was bad for Disney Plus and Disney and Lucasfilm. And now with the Skeleton Crew, to see what they will do with that series as well, you can be sure that with these new ideas, eventually they will be scrapped because they're just losing millions and hundreds of millions. They need to go back to the classics, and what better classic than Obi-Wan and Anakin back again during the Clone Wars as Jedi generals, the height of the Republic, fighting against the Confederacy. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So yeah, let me know what do you think down below.